Dear Commissioner, dear Deputy Prime Ministers, Ministers and Members of Parliament, honourable guests from international organisations, embassies and civil society. My name is Ulrike Lunacek. I'm a Green member of this European Parliament from Austria. I'm also Vice President of the European Parliament for the Western Balkans, and I am co-president of the LGBTI intergroup of this Parliament, which counts over 140 elected members from all political groups and nearly all member states who stand for the rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and intersex people in Europe. First of all, I would like to thank the Montenegrin government for organizing and hosting this third Idaho Ministerial Forum 2015 in Budva in Montenegro. I really do regret not being able to participate, especially as it is taking place in a region which is the focus of my daily work in the European Parliament and where I have made many friends during the last years, the Western Balkans. As many of you know, additionally to being Vice President for the Western Balkans, I also have been and still am Rapporteur for Kosovo since 2009. On its path towards European integration, the 6 Western Balkan republics still have some way to go. Non-discrimination of LGBTI people is just one part of the broad European human rights commitments required for accession. And, as you know, the European Parliament is a strong supporter of enlargement. Over the last decades, Europe as a whole, and over the last years after the end of the wars, the Western Balkans as well, have made quite some progress, both in terms of acceptance of LGBTI people as well as in legal protection. As a lesbian woman myself, I know that the old images of us lesbians, gays, bisexual, trans and intersex people as deviant from social norms or even as having a mental illness have been very powerful and still are, unfortunately, in some places. But they are being challenged day by day and have in many aspects been changed to positive images. This has improved the situation and enables lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans and intersex people to dare to be more open about our sexual orientation or gender identity. It does not mean that all of us are able to live without fear in our everyday lives, but decent anti-discrimination laws and inclusion policies and same-sex partnership laws and even marriage in some countries are of course supportive for us. At the level of this European Parliament, we already in 2000 adopted a law banning discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation on the work floor. By now, this has been adopted by most accession countries and is a requirement for accession to the European Union. Also, freedom of assembly is a requirement, and this means also that pride marches have to be allowed and protected, and that promotion of diversity and prevention of violence by affirmative campaigns and positive public statements are necessary and very much welcome. Now, policy and law significantly improve the situation for LGBTI people by, for example, making the work floor a safer space, where no one is allowed anymore to be discriminated or even fired for his or her sexual orientation or gender identity. As Rapporteur for Kosovo, I would like to refer to one very positive example taking place in Kosovo, an LGBT twinning project between Austria, Finland and Kosovo. It consists, among other things, of training trainers in police, in the justice system, in the public service and also among teachers, in good cooperation with the government. Initiatives like this are really rewarding and I hope others will follow suit. However, fear is still a fact. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and intersex people still too often engage in self-censorship and avoid talking about their family or personal lives. But why should we, for instance, why should anyone be afraid to tell schoolmates or colleagues in the office on a Monday morning who you went to the movies with on a Sunday night? Furthermore, despite equal treatment legislation in employment, discrimination is not forbidden in all EU member states when it comes to the provision of goods and services, or when it comes to bullying in schools. We know that discrimination in these areas is in no way less widespread. I'm glad that Commissioner Jourova is among the participants, and I would like to assure her that the commitment of the new Commission to have the Equality Directive as one of its priorities is very much appreciated here in the Parliament, and I'm looking forward to further cooperate with you as rapporteur for the directive in the Parliament. The same applies for a roadmap and action plan against homophobia, which is necessary both for the European Union and elsewhere. It would also be a good idea for accession and other countries to devise. Now, coming to the end, it is really very encouraging to see and to know that for the third year already, ministers, high-level politicians, scholars and human rights defenders get together to discuss how to make our common Europe a better and safer place for LGBTI people. I'm thrilled to see this ministerial forum taking place in Budva in Montenegro. By bringing the right people together, you are making equality for LGBTI people work. From the European Parliament, I wish you very fruitful and empowering discussions during this third Idaho Ministerial Forum. Thank you and goodbye.